Sutton Stracke hurt as Dorit Kemsley mocks her sisterhood speech in RHOBH after show. Sutton Stracke attempted to orchestrate a sisterhood moment on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but her castmates thought it was one big joke. They gathered on the after show to discuss episode 4, Twisted Sisterhood, and Sutton confessed she was hurt by everyone's reaction. The women still do not take Sutton seriously, and Dorit Kemsley even mocked the Southern Belle while discussing the scene. Things didn't go smoothly on the cast trip, which viewers have dubbed low budget since the women stayed in Oceanside, California, instead of going international. Tension was felt during the getaway, and although they managed to have some fun, the group was still fractured. Sutton tried to change that by writing down a few words to say at dinner to bring everyone together. However, no one took her seriously, and the 53-year-old is still upset about that. Sutton Stracke admits to being hurt over the reaction to her sisterhood words. The women were amused when Sutton attempted to form a sisterhood during the getaway. Sutton took things a step further, looping everyone's hands with a blue ribbon, which she said represented peace. Her castmates didn't understand the reason behind it, but she explained on the RHOBH after show. "I've been through a lot of bad years with these women, and I didn't want us to continue this pattern." Newbie Jennifer Tilly revealed that the moment became a meme, and at different times throughout the season, the group would mockingly reference Sutton's sisterhood attempt. Meanwhile, Jennifer and Garcelle Beauvais also admitted they thought Sutton was joking. "My feelings are a bit hurt right now because I wasn't making a joke," retorted Sutton. "Of course, I'm never taken seriously by the group, so my feelings were hurt considerably." Dorit Kemsley mocks Sutton during the RHOBH after show. Dorit expressed her thoughts on Sutton's awkward moment during the final night of the cast trip hosted by Kathy Hilton. "Her words and her actions never match," reasoned Dorit. "It's like when you're dealing with someone who can go to that extreme, binding hands together, and then actually sell it so hard." Dorit then mocked Sutton's Southern accent, repeating her reaction when the women laughed during her speech, saying, "Y'all, I want you to take this seriously, that's not funny." The Beverly Beach founder pointed out that Sutton's effort at creating a sisterhood was short-lived, reflecting on their tense altercation soon after. "You wanted to believe it 'cause she really sold it," added Dorit. "I don't know. I could definitely count how long that lasted." Sutton Stracke's Southern charm and heartfelt sincerity have long been a double-edged sword on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. While her earnestness endears her to many fans, it often makes her a target for her fellow castmates. This dynamic was on full display during the RHOBH after show, where Dorit Kemsley's mocking of Sutton's emotional sisterhood speech left Sutton visibly hurt and sparked a new round of drama. The moment in question originated during a cast dinner in the show's latest episode. Sutton, trying to mend fractured relationships and underline the importance of unity among the women, delivered an impassioned monologue about sisterhood. She spoke of trust, forgiveness, and the bond she hoped they could nurture despite their differences. However, her heartfelt attempt was met with mixed reactions. While some cast members appeared moved, Dorit Kemsley's barely concealed smirk foreshadowed the commentary to come. In the after show, Dorit didn't hold back. Her impersonation of Sutton's speech, complete with exaggerated hand gestures and a falsetto voice, drew laughter from the crew and her fellow cast members present. But for Sutton, who tuned in later to see Dorit's mocking imitation, the laughter stung. Her response was swift and emotionally charged. "I'm not going to apologize for being vulnerable," Sutton said in an interview following the after show. "I've always been someone who wears my heart on my sleeve. If that's something to mock, then maybe we're not on the same page about what it means to be friends." The roots of the rift. This latest spat is far from the first time Sutton and Dorit have found themselves at odds. Their relationship has been a roller coaster of camaraderie and conflict, often driven by misunderstandings and personality clashes. Sutton's tendency to speak her mind, paired with Dorit's knack for dramatics, creates a volatile mix that frequently spills into public view. During the after-show segment, Dorit defended her mockery, claiming it was all in good fun. "Look, Sutton is sweet, but sometimes she takes herself so seriously," Dorit said with a playful shrug. "I thought a little levity might lighten the mood. It wasn't meant to be cruel." Sutton, however, wasn't convinced. "That's not levity. That's condescension, she shot back in a subsequent confession. There's a difference between laughing with someone and laughing at them, and it's clear which side Dorit was on. Cast reactions. The rest of the cast found themselves drawn into the unfolding drama. Kyle Richards, ever the mediator, expressed sympathy for Sutton while trying to downplay Dorit's actions. I think Sutton's heart was in the right place, Kyle said in a confessional. But I also know Dorit. She doesn't mean half of what she says to be malicious. She just has this sense of humor that doesn't always land well. Erica Jane, never one to miss an opportunity to stir the pot, sided with Dorit. Sutton needs to toughen up, Erica declared. If she's going to dish out her feelings all the time, she'd better learn how to take a little pushback. Crystal Kung Minkoff, who has had her own rocky history with Sutton, struck a more neutral tone. I understand why Sutton's feelings are hurt, she said, but I also think Dorit's mocking came from a place of frustration, not malice. It's one of those situations where both sides need to step back and see the bigger picture. Garcelle Bovas, Sutton's staunchest ally on the show, was less forgiving. This is exactly what I mean when I say some of these women don't respect Sutton, Garcelle said during the after show. She's putting herself out there, being vulnerable, and instead of appreciating that, Dorit mocks her? It's just mean. Sutton's perspective. For Sutton, the after-show debacle highlighted a recurring issue in her relationships with the group. It's like, no matter what I do, I'm always the odd one out, she lamented. When I'm quiet, I'm accused of being aloof. When I speak up, I'm mocked. It's exhausting. Sutton's frustration isn't without merit. Over the past few seasons, she has often found herself on the receiving end of pointed remarks and veiled criticisms, sometimes from the same women who claim to value her friendship. Yet, despite the setbacks, Sutton remains committed to being her authentic self. I'm not going to change who I am to fit someone else's idea of who I should be, she said firmly. If that means I'm not everyone's cup of tea, so be it. At least I'll know I'm being true to myself. Dorit's reflection. While Dorit initially brushed off the backlash, the intensity of Sutton's reaction seemed to give her pause. In a follow-up segment, she appeared more reflective. I've been thinking about what Sutton said, and maybe I did take it too far, Dorit admitted. I never want to hurt someone's feelings, especially someone I consider a friend. If Sutton's upset, then I owe her an apology. Whether Dorit's contrition is genuine or simply damage control remains to be seen. For now, Sutton seems willing to accept the apology but remains cautious. Words are one thing, actions are another, she said. I'll be watching to see if Dorit's behavior changes. The fallout. As the season progresses, this incident is likely to have lasting repercussions. Sutton's vulnerability and Dorit's mockery have already struck a chord with fans, many of whom have taken to social media to voice their opinions. Team Sutton hashtags are trending, with viewers praising her authenticity and condemning Dorit's actions. Conversely, Team Dorit supporters argue that Sutton needs to develop thicker skin. Regardless of where the audience's loyalties lie, one thing is clear. The drama is far from over. Sutton and Dorit's clash has reignited tensions within the group, setting the stage for more confrontations as the season unfolds. And while Sutton may feel hurt now, she's not one to back down from a fight. If this group has taught me anything, Sutton concluded, it's that you have to stand up for yourself. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.